Hi! Welcome once again to M5's English language learning program, Let's Speak English. I'm Gav Duncan and I'm here on your TV to help you learn English. Now, are you sitting comfortably? Yes? Good. And are you ready for today's lesson? Yes? Good. Okay, well let's learn English together. Hello everyone. Hello and welcome. Welcome, hi, hello and hello again. Yes, we're here. We're not on fire, but we are in the studio. Well, when I say that we're not on fire, we aren't, but, well, our minds are. We may not be on fire physically, and frankly, I'm very pleased about that. But the neutrons, or whatever we have in our brains, they are on fire. Those little thingies inside our heads, whatever they are, those things are racing about the place like, well, like something which is on fire. And that's a good thing. That's something which is much better than us being on fire physically. So, thank God for that. We're on fire, but it's only mental, not physical. So we're not going to get burnt. And that's a good thing, isn't it? You don't need me to tell you that. All right, and that brings me to my next point. Something else which you don't need me to tell you. You've all got the intelligence to work things out for yourselves, haven't you? Yes, of course you have. And let's face it, it's not as though this thing that I'm talking about is some sort of secret. No, not at all. Not a bit of it. This is something that we're all aware of. This is something that we've been exposed to since the end of September, maybe even earlier. Yes, people, you've all noticed it. The decorations in the shop windows. The shop assistants wearing silly hats and things like that. The steady increase of a certain type of music every time you leave your house or flat and go anywhere, and also any time you turn the radio on. Yes, you all know what I'm talking about. Christmas! Yes, people, today, here on the program, we're finally going to start dealing with the elephant in the room. The fact that Christmas is almost upon us. It's practically breathing down our necks. But prior to today, we didn't mention it. Yes, that's the elephant in the room that I'm talking about. But allow me to explain. Permit me to offer an explanation as to why we're only just starting to deal with the idea of Christmas. I know that some of you, perhaps even a lot of you, will have been thinking, why hasn't Gav mentioned Christmas yet? What's he waiting for? Well, I'll tell you. You know how most people often complain that Christmas starts earlier and earlier every year? Well, I thought that you might think that there was too much Christmas in your life at too early a date, so I held back. I thought that you'd appreciate the lack of Christmas cheese from this part of the world. But no more. No, now is the time. So, let's all get into the Christmas spirit. Yes, think about giving and receiving presents. Think about eating too much and suffering from indigestion for a period of days. Yes, that's all coming. We've got all that to look forward to. Hooray! And think about the musical experiences that we're facing. Carols, Christmas songs, songs about Christmassy things, and novelty records. Yes, traditionally, Christmas is a time for novelty records. Records that people would never normally buy. For some reason, people seem more willing to buy silly records at Christmas time. That's why we end up with these weird sort of Christmas songs.
I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. Only a hippopotamus will do. No crocodiles, no rhinoceroses. I only like hippopotamuses, and hippopotamuses like me too.
All right, so, yes. Well, let's try to forget those, shall we? Honestly. Still, we can't forget the concept, the idea which is connected to all of those songs. No, and I'll tell you why too. This year, to celebrate the approach of Christmas, we're going to have a look at a Christmas song. But this year, we're not going to study and listen to a Christmas carol, a traditional Christmas song, like we did a couple of years ago. We're also not going to revisit either Elvis or Chris Isaak. No, they had their chance last year. This year, well, hopefully this week, with any luck, this week will give us enough time to get through the song I've chosen. Anyway, this week we're going to be looking at an obscure Christmas novelty song by a band called Pledge Drive. Okay, and as I said, this is a novelty song. This isn't meant to be a serious song at all. It's a joke song. What these people have done is take a song by someone else and they've written some new lyrics connected to Christmas to sing over the original music. Okay, and what's the original piece of music? Well, let me give you a clue. Who remembers this? Okay, I'm pretty sure that you all know that song. And the vast majority of you are also probably aware that the original wasn't by these guys. No, even though they were great musicians and all that, the original Bohemian Rhapsody wasn't written by the Muppets, but by Freddie Mercury and Queen. Freddie Mercury, this guy who had some interesting ideas about both dentistry and fashion. Still, it was 1977, I suppose, and fashion was a bit out of control. I mean to say, look at what I was wearing in 1977. So, I suppose that I shouldn't be so judgmental. Bad gaff. All right, now let's make a start on the song. You all know the original, and this is just the original, but, well, they've changed the lyrics. Now, it's the same tune and the same rhythm and pretty much the same number of syllables, but the words are all connected to Christmas. So, let's hear the first few lines, shall we?
Is this the Yuletide? It's such a mystery. Will I be denied, or will there be gifts for me?
All right, so you all recognized the tune, didn't you? Yes, of course you did. If you didn't, then ask yourself this question. Where have I been for the past God knows how many years? If you don't recognize that song, then you should try to get out more, okay? All right, let's have a look at those first 4 lines. They should be simple enough, shouldn't they? All right, first up, is this the Yuletide? Okay, this guy's asking if this is the Yuletide. And what's Yuletide? Well, Yule or Yuletide are just very old words for Christmas, that's all. So the question is this Christmas? And some of you might be wondering why he's using the definite article. Surely the correct question would be, is this Yuletide? Yes, that's right. He's just put the definite article the in there to make the rhythm of the line match the music, that's all. Next line, it's such a mystery. What's such a mystery? Well, this man is confused, isn't he? He's not sure if this is Christmas or not. So first he asked if this is Christmas, using a superfluous definite article and a hopelessly old word, and now he's continuing in the same vein by revealing his despair to us. He's confused. He doesn't understand. Oh, it's all such a mystery. Next. Now here's a deeper question. Will I be denied? Okay, so what's the verb to deny? What does that mean? Well, as I'm sure you all remember, to deny something means to say that you don't accept something. You refuse to admit that something is true. But when we use the verb to deny with an object, then it means to refuse to give someone something. So, Christmas is coming, it's almost here, and what's one thing that we all do at Christmas? Yes, we give and receive presents, or as the Americans say, gifts. So here, the person is starting to worry about whether he's going to be denied, whether he's going to get or not get any presents. Will I be denied, or will there be gifts for me? Okay, and let's see what's coming up next. Let's hear the next 4 lines.
Come down the stairs, look under the tree and see. I'm such a bad boy, I get no sympathy.
All right, now he's coming downstairs. It's obviously Christmas morning, the night after Santa Claus has traveled around the globe bringing presents to good boys and girls. So now we can understand a little bit more about the situation. This young man is wondering whether he's going to get anything for Christmas. For some reason, he thinks that he's possibly not going to get anything for Christmas. So we can tell that this young man isn't Hungarian. If he were Hungarian, then we wouldn't be singing about the morning. In Hungary, we give and receive presents in the afternoon or evening of the 24th, as opposed to the way that the Brits and the Americans do it. They open their presents on the morning of the 25th. Also, in Hungary, presents are brought by little baby Jesus, not by some fat guy in a red suit who forgets to shave every morning. But that's neither here nor there, is it? No. Okay, so let's move on. So, he comes down the stairs. And the first thing that he does is check under the tree to see if Santa has been and left him any presents. And then we start to hear that there might be a reason that he's worried about not getting any presents. I'm such a bad boy, I get no sympathy. Well now, this changes things a bit, doesn't it? Now we're starting to understand why he's worried. Only good children get presents. Bad children get a lump of coal. Rather bizarrely. So this guy readily admits that he's a bad boy. In fact, he's a rather special case. He's such a bad boy. He's using the word such, which is a pronoun as a predeterminator to show the high degree involved. He's not just a bad boy, he's such a bad boy that he gets no sympathy. Everyone knows that he's a bad egg, a bad apple. Everyone knows that he's really bad. He's such a bad boy that nobody feels any sympathy for him. Nobody feels sorry for him. No one pities him. No one feels bad for him. No one thinks that it's bad that he gets no presents. No, he's so bad that he gets no sympathy. We're indifferent. We don't care. We've had enough of his bad behavior. He hasn't received any presents from Santa? Tough luck, that'll teach him. Nope. No sympathy from us. We don't care. Okay, now let's listen to why this young fellow, why this young chap gets no sympathy. I mean, yes, we know that it's because he's a bad boy. But is there some more specific information?
'Cause I've been raising Cain, raising hell, don't behave very well.
Aha. Well, that's plenty of information, isn't it? He's been raising Cain. He's been raising hell. He hasn't been behaving well. All right, so raising Cain, raising hell. These mean the same thing. To raise Cain and to raise hell mean to create trouble. Cain was the eldest son of Adam and Eve, and he murdered his brother Abel. So, not the nicest guy in the village, really. And from his disturbing personality, we get the idea of raising Cain. The verb to raise Cain, which, as I've just told you, means to create trouble, to behave badly. Essentially, the phrase means to bring forth the spirit of Cain, the world's first murderer, and so we can all imagine what the result will be. But quite apart from that result, there's another result which we need to pay attention to. Breaking news, people, breaking news! The end of the lesson is approaching fast. And that means that we're going to have to part and return to the song tomorrow, all right? Of course it's all right. Okay, run off and start, or finish, you might be very well prepared, your Christmas shopping or things like that. I'll see you all tomorrow and we'll continue with this rather peculiar Christmas song, okay? All right, see you tomorrow, see you later, www.mediaclick.hu. Bye!